Hey guys, welcome to my review for Trine 2. Alright guys, well I'm gonna change it up this review more than I've done. I'm not gonna just do pros and cons. I'm gonna talk about the game. I'm gonna try something. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, rather me go back to my regular reviews, I'll do that instead. So bear with it. So we're gonna bring up some cases that I liked about it. Of course, one thing I really thought was great about this one was how the fact that the puzzles and the battles were really fun, and it's just they combined well with the battling and how the puzzles worked well, and how the fact that some of the battles actually resulted into puzzles, which is just beautiful. If you're into the type of games where you like battles that have a little more of a puzzle than just hack slash dodge, where you actually gotta use certain techniques to defeat the boss because of certain abilities, you'll like this. Also, even just minor fights still need some small amount of technique to beat them. And this also brings up to the thing of how skills of the characters result into puzzles. Um, how the fact that the puzzles, the skills in the game can be used to be in the puzzles. Like you got the archer girl has a frost arrow, which you can use to make an ice block on water, which make a platform for you to jump up and down and do stuff like that. Also, like the wizard can make a flat platform other than just a box, or him able to make up to four different objects instead of just one or two. Interesting facts of the sort that help through the puzzles that make each puzzle different. So, in other words, when you get to a puzzle, it's going to be different every time somebody else gets to that puzzle. They're not going to use the same way you did it, which is really cool. And I really am not going to lie how much I like that fact. Like I always say, I like how everybody will play a game, and that next person that plays that game is going to have a different experience. They're not going to be feeling like, well, so and so did that same thing. That's kind of lame. I like the fact that if I play it, my friend plays it the next time, and he has a different experience. And the same goes with these puzzle. And one big great thing about this game is, and I will say this, and if you watch my Let's Plays, graphics, unbelievably beautiful graphics. This game was beautiful, plain out, all out, gorgeous. Now, it could have been because I played it on my PC, and my PC is a pretty high going good computer. Um, but still, wow. I'm not going to say much more than just wow. How beautiful the background and everything around would just pop to you, and it just looked so good. And I mean, granted, the puzzles and the combat and the graphics makes all this game a great game. But I can't say, like I've always said to people, every game has a problem. There's no perfect game out there. The best game will always have a problem. No matter what you say, you can say, "Oh, that game is good. That game is perfect." No, there's no perfect game in the world. Humans can still make mistakes. So there are problems. One of those problems is yes, I love the puzzles, and yes, I think the puzzles are great. But sometimes to get all those little orbs, or some of those just to get further in the game, the puzzles are a little frustrating. And if you watch my Let's Play, the last like 5 to 10, maybe 15 episodes of it, I just like ran through it. I didn't, well, let's try to get everything. Because eventually I got sick of trying to get everything because it was just so hard on sometimes and time consuming for me to get them all. So, um, it was hard for me to do that, so I didn't do it as much later on in the game. So because it got so frustrating and time consuming, which kind of it discourages me into the game doing things like that. So I mean, if you get frustrated pretty easy about puzzles and how they get me mad pretty easily, these puzzles do get a little tough. And I mean, some people may think, "Oh, these ain't too bad," and that's probably true. Some people may not think, it, but I found it kinda different. But yeah. Also the skills. Oh my god. I love the skills and what you can do, like how the wizard can capture a creature into a box, how the thief can turn invisible, how the knight can use his hammer and it explodes, or different things. But I don't like this progress of it. You have to get um 50 of those containers to get a 1 point. And there's tier 1 that has 1 point. There's tier 2 that gives you needs 2 points. There's tier 3 that needs 3 points, and there's tier 4, which is only one for each character, 4 points. If you wanted a tier 3 right off, you would have to save 3 points. I don't like that. Maybe make it in a tree where if you grab one, it unlocks the next one down below, and you can grab those. But the fact that it doesn't do that and you got to save it, it just makes it harder to fully optimize a character unless if you're like me, you want to try to get every single one. I'm not like that. I mean, if you're like me, you want to try to get every single skill on each character. Not get all the ones for the thief or all the ones for the warrior or all the ones for the wizard. You want to get them all. So it just makes that hard process really hard for me. Is this a big downer? No, it's just my personal opinion that I wish it was a little different. Do I still like it? It's okay, it's good, it's playable, it's fun, but I just don't like that process of it. And this is gonna act weird, and people are gonna be like, "Really? This is your issue?" But I do not like the wizard. Um, Granted, he has his own personality, and his personality is a wimp. He's a pain. He's a whiny person. But I just don't like him. I don't like how his combat skills in the game is useless. He cannot do anything but capture a person in a box, and you have to wait for a while to get that unless you save up for it. And even that, it's useless. Um, Other than that, he's basically your main puzzle maker. And maybe that's why he was designed for the game, but that is the main reason. That's mainly what you're going to use him for. It's just for the puzzles. And sometimes the thief, but you'll never use the warrior pretty much ever. Pretty much, unless you try to destroy brick, which you can do with the girl once you get exploding arrows. So again, it's not a big deal. It's not a thing to bring down the grade at all. It does not bring down what I'm my final verdict for the game because of the wizard. I'm just saying he is the worst. And if you watch my videos, you'll hear me say I hate the wizard. I hate the wizard. Oh my god, I've ever told you guys I hate the wizard because I don't like the wizard. I just don't like him as a character. He doesn't bring the grade down though. He completes the game. If he wasn't in it, he would not the game wouldn't be complete. But it's just something in my personal opinion, he is the worst. But with all these problems and all these great things about this game, the game is still wonderful, beautiful, and fun. I had a great time till near the end where I got a little frustrated with the puzzles, but it was still really fun. And so, when I give this game for a final verdict, was really I wanted to give it a good one, but I didn't want to give it too low. So I'm going to give this game a 4.5 out of a 5. Now, I debated this one for a long time because I didn't want to give it a 5 because the game wasn't perfect. And it wasn't so great to the point where I would love to play it over and over and over or completely say, hey guys, this game is so goddamn good. Even if you don't like puzzles, you gotta play it. That's not the way it is. But the game is not bad enough to be a 4 because the game is just not that bad. The only big problem I had was the puzzle's frustration. Other than that, that's it. So I would give it a 4.5 out of a 5 and everything. That's just my train of thought. And again, this is my personal opinion, not a professional opinion. I do not review games professionally. I do it for fun. And I mean, that's just the way it is. Again, hopefully you like this way of form. If you don't like my review this time, tell me. I will go back to the three pros, three cons, which I similarly did to this time, but I just combined them and worded them instead of making it sound like they're separate categories. I just talked about the game. But again, if you don't like it this way and you'd rather have the cons, I will do that instead. But again, thank you again. I will see you guys next week doing Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. There will be a video sometime this week. I think probably Friday. It's going to be really odd because when I was uploading Dawn of Dreams the week I was doing it, it didn't. I didn't do the last video I did, so it's going to be very out of date. I forgot to do it, and then she said, "Well, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done because nobody's watching it." Here you go. I will put it up probably this Friday. Um, so just be ready for it. Again, thank you very much. That was my review for Trine 2, 4.5 out of 5. Thank you. See you guys next week. Later.